All right, gonna get started here on Sunday night stream and trading futures. Let's see how everything goes this week. I am expecting a pullback here at open. We'll just have to see what happens, but I think we get a pullback at open, and yeah, I think we get a gap. So we'll just have to see here. We'll go over ES first. And what do we always do? We draw the previous week's high and low. So we'll do that. Previous week's high, boom. Grab the low. There we go. So yeah, I'm looking for a potential pullback here at open, or a gap. We do have some opportunity here, back for some downside. So we'll just have to see what happens. But I just think we get some downside here. We'll see. I'd be targeting 7202. If we break the low last week, then definitely 7078, 52 down to 7014. So if we gap and we go higher here at open, then we need to break 7303 to the upside to hit all-time highs. Um so yeah, we'll just have to see what happens here at open. But there's ES. We'll go over NQ real quick. What does that say? NDX. I don't want that. So same thing here. On NQ. So to see. So previous week's high, previous week's low. But yeah, I'm expecting a gap here. We'll just have to see what happens. But we'll look at oil here. Previous week's high there. Change that to orange. All right, so there's your micro oil. I'll take a look at platinum. Doji last week on platinum. Still in the middle of this broadening formation here. So there's your platinum. Let's see what else we got. Look at gold on the week. Kind of a down week last week on gold, but also a hammer. So we'll look at gold there. Remove that. Be interesting to see gold here, because last week we were in the middle of a broad, or in the middle of a mother bar. So I don't want to see us break out of that on gold. Oh yeah, let's just wait and see what happens here on ES. Let me get signed in here in case I want to take a trade. Of course, Phoebe is gonna bark whenever. Um, she hasn't barked all day. Now streaming gets she's gonna bark. That's just freaking crazy. But also somebody's outside making noise, so she probably hears that, I'm sure. All right, we'll go with ES in case I want, or MES in case I want to take a trade. So same thing, previous week's high low gets orange. If anybody has any questions, I do trade the strat created by Rob Smith. Um, so if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer them for you. Listen, hush. I know there's people outside making noise, but you don't need to react to it. Be quiet. I'm gonna get her a treat so I don't have to hear her bark. I'll be right back. Okay, well, we didn't gap down at open, but we also didn't gap up either. Well, maybe a slight gap as far as, yeah, maybe a slight gap as far as volume imbalance, but very, very, very slight. So I want to see if we get a pullback all the way down into here around to the 7200s, or it's probably where they would target if we do. I mean, first initial one would be around there in that 7250, 7260s area. Oh, excuse me, only opening up about 15 here. Um, Pros consider a flat open at about, plus 10, or somewhere around 10. Um, so they would the professionals would consider this a flat open. I'm kind of tempted to take a little bit of a short here, just to see if they might pull this back. In fact, I'm going to. I'm gonna take a little bit of a short, just a micro here. See if we might get a pullback. Um, at least to this volume imbalance here. But yeah, I'm looking for a slight pullback here. Really, really want to get this lucid pass this week. Oh my gosh, this is the one I've been battling with and fighting with for 23 days, 24 days. I went over the consistency and it's just been a battle, like, to try to get this thing passed. Don't go over your consistency and eval with lucid because it's going to take you forever to pass the darn thing. All right, got my tea. And boy, that is hot. This Contigo really, really holds the heat. Take the lid off of it. Man, that's hot. Okay. I prefer hot tea over coffee. I'll drink coffee occasionally, but I just prefer hot tea. So, yeah, kind of a flat open here to start the session. Um, Same thing with NQ. Let me go down to like an hour chart because I need to be able to get the open price on ES and NQ. I track this open pro. Oh, kind of interesting on the hour. You can see where we're coming down through the top of a broadening formation there. So open 72.76. 0.25 on ES, and then in Q, open was 27, looks like 27,890. Yeah. Yeah, so I track those open prices. Been tracking them for quite some time. Okay, so yeah, so you can see here on this indicator, this is the indicator, excuse me, I had created. So basically it plots the Globex open and then levels above and below it. So you can see right now we're bouncing off level 2. Um so yeah, so you can play the levels sometimes. It just kind of depends, I mean, I don't tell anybody how to trade, but the indicator is free, and it's it's fairly accurate. It's really like as accurate as I can get it. So anyway, right here, we created a bottom of this broadening formation here on the hourly on ES. But yeah, so we'll just have to see what all happens right through here. Yeah, my neighbor seems like he's got some sort of uh, motorcycle or something going, and it's aggravating. So Phoebe says it's disturbing her peace. It's disturbing her mama's peace too. I sort of like the vol. I'm gonna have to check VIX in a minute. Um. Okay, so because I now need to do. I always check that anyway. So let's check the VIX. We're at 22. Um. So the math formula is divided by 16. So we'll do 22 divided by 16, 1.375. So basically hasn't moved since the other day. So then you go 72, 76. times 1 point, what did I say? 375? Is that what I said? That's not right. It's in its percent anyway. So the VIX was 22 divided by 16, 1.375. So then, um, hang on, I gotta take this phone call. Hey, can I call you back in just a few minutes? Okay, all right, I'll call you back. Bye. Okay. All right. So you take 22 divided by 16, 1.375, and then you take the open price of, yeah, 72.76 times 1.375%. That'll give us about 100 points of movement. So 100 points on here is about 71.76 to the downside, and then about 73.26 to the upside. So there's your ES number that you'll want to watch. And then that should be from top to bottom, by the way. So you can divide it in half, which would be 50. So you'd be looking for about 50 points, to the bottom, 50 to the top. And then you can divide that in half to get about the session number. So this total session in Asia should move about 30 points. And that, my friends, is why information is power. And in Q, you want to do the same thing. You'll want to take the open price, which was 27,890, times 1.375%. Give you 383 points. So it's going to give you 383 points. That NQ should move for the entire session, 23 hours. And then if you want to divide that by 2, that should give you about 191 points for roughly around the overnight session. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it will happen. However, the chance of likelihood of us moving about 200 points total for NQ over this session is high. So you want to take 27,926 down right here. I mean, you've almost gone about half those points anyway. We've gone roughly 27,927 minus, let's just say 27,860. That's 67 points. So I'd be looking for at least another 67, maybe another 100 points ish on NQ here over this session before you could potentially see a bounce. So again, this is not trading advice. This is not financial advice. You can do what you want. I just know that the market really is highly math related. So and the information's out there. CME Group publishes this information. You just got to go digging for it. And I've talked about it before, but it's a huge basis to my indicator, um, being the data that they produce. And so the indicator goes and grabs that open price and does the calculations from there. The calculations on in Q for this indicator are not correct. It has to be recalibrated. However, it is accurate for ES. And I am still in that short, by the way. If I'd have taken it on an ES mini and not been a wuss, then I'd have been done for the night. Man, oh man, that thing kept us hot. I forgot how hot this Contigo keeps keeps tea, but man, of course it was boiling whenever I put it in there, but that is really hot. I'd like to really see us pull back here, um, and continue the pullback. At least down to Friday's open, and then potential bounce from there. But um, I I I figured we would have a pullback at open, and we kind of did, and we kind of gapped up. So um, but we are still quite a ways from going two up on the week. We would have to pass 73.01 to the upside. So I mean it is possible that we have an inside week. I said it on Thursday night that I did a stream late Thursday night, and go back and watch that I felt like they had TTO'd for the week. Um and I was correct. I was very correct in that. They did TTO. So now, we just have to see how far this pullback might happen. Um, and they could anything could happen, and we could go two up on the week again. So we had um two down green, two up, two up, two up, followed by another two up. So we could potentially have another two up week, hit new all time highs again. But I just think that they might have TTO'd, and we'll see a little bit of a pullback this week. Although I think it will be an inside week. As long as we stay above the open price, I will stay short. Yeah, if I'd have done a mini, I'd have totally been done for the night. But I see no reason to be long. If we go back above the open price, then I would probably switch long, but I see no reason to be long at the moment. I am gonna remove these because it's aggravating me. All right, so but yeah, here's your broadening formation. It would be here. Here's your top of the broadening formation. Here would be your bottom one. Close enough. Yeah, so totally should have done a mini and I could have been done for the night. But oh well. It is what it is. Still to get on this micro. About 33 bucks there in profit on the micro. And neighbor is aggravating me with his, it sounds like his motorcycle is not running properly and he's trying to get it fixed, and but it's noisy. That's what happens when you live in the country. When you live in a rural area, people got their their equipment they're trying to fix and all that other stuff. So anyway, all right. Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on stream. I don't really see anything to do. Um, I'm short. Have my trade in. Have my stop in. Yeah. So we went over basically what Strat says. What we're looking at across the indexes as well as some metals and oil. That's basically it. So, all right. I hope you guys have a phenomenal Sunday night. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also feel free to use my code Blues Trades at Apex, Bullinox, and Lucid. Apex right now is 90% off. Lucid, I think you'll be able to get an account with my code for probably around 40, 45 bucks, somewhere around in there. With Apex, it's going to cost you about 30. So, anyway, I hope you all please use my code and take advantage of that. And I will see you guys sometime during the week. I'll do some streams here. May do one in the morning, just depends on how early I get up. If not, I will do some late Asia going into early London. So that'll be sometime around 12:30 at night Central Time. And then I'm usually on for about 30 minutes to an hour or so then. So, all right, hope you guys take care, trade safe, and